Hello and welcome to Milton Valley Railroad. This is not a specific session that I'll be playing. However, today we will be reading the various messages, posters, newspaper clippings, and so on in the Caboose. So I welcome you to the Tales of the Milton Valley Railroad Caboose. Let's start with some of the shorter messages. So posters, and the clipboard, not the clipboard, but the pin board. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's start with this one. Milton Valley Railroad. Ever feel like you don't want to sit behind the wheel in a constant state of stress, staying in your lane and making sure you adhere to all the laws of the road? Ever feel like you just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy breathtaking views of objectively stunning lakes and mountain ranges while sipping on a beverage? Just travel with us. Milton Valley Railroad. Speeders. Where would we be without them? These inspection cars may be little, but they ensure safety on the railroad, speedily busing workers to and from work sites to make sure the right-of-way is kept unobstructed, undamaged, and in proper working condition, making them a vital part of every railroad. Speeders equal safety. Do we have something on the toilet? I think there was something. Oh, it's the cupboard with the to-do list. To-do list is the exact same that's on the cupboard there, so we're gonna stay in the more pleasant area. Russians do not open. It's brilliant. Do you have something over here? No. Okay. Well, the phone over here? Something on there. Insert coin! 1960 edition. Coin return. Nice. Amazing. JC the Crazy Rabbit. At least he looks crazy, at least. LG cookies. Oh, this is gonna be a bit hard to read. Wasabi and purple corn. Ingredients. Oats 30%, oboro konbu 20%, wasabi wheatgrass 10%, acai nut powder 10%, purple corn extract 10%, nutritional yeast flakes 5%, Kalamata olive powder 5%, chili powder 5%, salt 5%. Interesting. It doesn't get any healthier than this. Erasmus Fuller. Nice. Dry, salty, and kelpy. That's brilliant. Algae cookies. To do. Purchase yellow top hat and suit on Thursday. Attend meeting. Discuss banana trades. Visit Pass Farm with family at 14. Get suit washed. Question daily decisions. Maybe. Berta Zayfield presents her newest laugh out loud comedy. Okay, Mr. Mayor. What happens when a debatably reasonable mayor gets all of his debatably beneficial wishes regarding his city granted? And will he become friends with Lady Sasquatch? Maybe even more. Oh no, he's gonna get married. Starring Joe Minner as mayor and Jessica Neptune. No, Nepburn? Or Hepburn, not sure exactly what the letter is, sorry. As Lady Sasquatch, okay. 1957 Horror Point Incident. At half an hour past midnight on July 6, 1957, a Milton Valley Railroad night crew of 4 engineers was sent out from Noticia to meet a delayed train at Horror Point Sidings. This crew consisted of Jared Meerwing, 43, Waylon Jackson, 32, Rillard Lorsey, 63, and Gina Merrill, 28. A few minutes after the night service was scheduled to arrive, the night crew collectively reported hearing a low rumbling sound, getting louder as though something was approaching them. At first, Larcy suspected it to be a runaway train, though much to his and the rest of the crew's shock, it soon turned out to be anything but. Continued. 6 July 1957. Kind of want a closure for that one. Grand Vista Reservoir. Hate English. Village shack and something mysterious marked in a circle. I wonder what that is. I'll let others find out. Follow the colorful misadventures of the new romantic comedy duo, Beck and Ben. Sounds brilliant. Kind of want more on that. Waylon Jackson, 1063 Stan Wilson Avenue, New Penzance, 28 February. Sweetest nectar droplet, Waylon. Hold on. I'll see if I can find a higher resolution of this one. Warmest greetings. Tell me, how is life? I know you said that you didn't want me to write to you ever again, and I know you also said you don't particularly appreciate... Oh... No idea what that is. I can't decipher that one. No idea. But I feel like... okay, no matter. Particularly appreciate on... as always visiting you during your... What? You don't particularly appreciate always visiting you during your work hours with the MVR that much. And I know that you are likely still under the vague impression that we broke up and went our separate ways years ago. But ever since you hastily but lovingly introduced me to your work colleagues as your girlfriend last Christmas, I physically cannot stop imagining us spending the rest of our lives together. Frankly, I always get a bit sick when my mind's imagination goes completely crazy and gives me that stinging slither of doubt that you may not secretly be feeling the same way. But that day will always remain my favorite, and I shall always treasure its memory. May we end up knuckle-coupled together forever. Lin Yato. Love you. That's very sweet, I guess. I'm not a romantic person, I wouldn't know. Oh, this is going to be very hard to read. This reads like a script for a movie. I do have this high resolution version, so I guess I'm gonna try that one. But yeah. Paid in. INT Beach Resort, or probably International Beach Resort, at dusk. Irving Brown, or Brone? So you're telling me you came up here all the way from Texas thinking I, of all people, would have the gleaming solution to your mud bath dilemma? Honestly, Janice, what did you expect? Oh, stuff it, Irving. You know how fragile my skin gets when I'm out in the desert and the sun goes all barbecue on me? JC turns to Avi. Nice head, by the way. I love the grapes. Avi gives Janice an exaggerated nod. Right, but why did you even travel here? You're supposed to leave for your hike through the Badlands tomorrow night. Why didn't you just call? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me get this straight, Irving. You never told me you're an expert in mud baiting. That's because I'm not. I have no idea what... Is that XIX or SIS? Is it like... I think it might be just sis as in sister. Look, sis. I appreciate you coming to me for this, but all I'm saying is a telephone call would have been more than enough. Evie hisses at Irving in disappointment. Oh yeah, I guess. Well, my telephone was broken, and the neighbors were already on holiday. Both of them. Okay. That could be a really good comedy sketch, I think. I feel like. Needs to be expanded a little bit, Kengo. Is there anything hidden below the beds? There's always a risk to check. But okay, then again, this is not an Eastern European model, so... You're not going to find any nudity in here. On top of the fact that Kengo made this. Alright, let's do this one. Is there anything else here? There's that one and that one. I believe I do have higher quality of this one. Let me find it. Let me get my hands on it. This is the asbestos. Or this is just a screenshot of the thing. Oh, that's not gonna be... Okay, I will attempt. In disgust, unlike other witnesses who simply decided to knee and stare. Continued, page 10. Asbestos is like candy to the lungs, study finds. Medical doctors from around the globe have reported asbestos to be surprisingly healthy for the lungs. Janitor Raymond Richard of St. Edmund's Hospital describes it as being like candy to the lungs. When approached by a doctor asking the janitor about asbestos, plans have been put forward to incorporate asbestos in new architecture, residential homes, schools, universities, sewer treatment plants, and shopping malls. And also in cereals. Asbestos will be the snack of the generation. Dr. Ted Aring remarks and continues. Though we should keep our ambition realistic, the hospital janitor was later cited to have issued a correction, saying that his response to the doctor's inquiry about asbestos was meant in sarcasm. The experts have since discredited this correction as a joke. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, camera, please. Chutney family, the blue onions, after all, as furniture alone, just didn't out it, according to Mr. Million Chutney. Okay, interesting little snippet of the article above. Anyways, archaeologists terrified to discover sandstone castle ruins in South Dakota, confirming ancient Kansas prophecy. Recently, a group of archaeologists have set out on an expedition to recover an old Sycaran wood carving that was suspected to be in the area, but they soon came to find the exact opposite. As Akon's prophecy goes, the evil fortification is one with the ground, and the Kanumaka can live in peace. If the ground is ever to be lifted again, fear and sorrow will prevail once more. Okay. That's scary. No wonder there's a lot of hauntings going on around Milton Valley right now. Always keep one eye out the window. You never know when you'll see a giant spider or a ghost. Or maybe a yeti as well. Right, we are down to 3 articles essentially. This looks like it's going to be the biggest pain to read, so I'm gonna do that one last. I'll do this one now, and then we'll move on the one in the back wall there. Hillbillies in Bloodlust Gulch. Comedy or novel writers Savannah and Rennie Yolber agree to an interview, study finds. Ah yes, people agree to an interview. That's a study found, okay. Hillbillies in Bloodlust Gulch is a masterfully crafted instant classic comedy horror novel published on October 2nd, 1962. Plot synopsis. The parents of twin sisters Larry and Perry Dackelstein need to go on a business trip to Jamaica and send the two kids to their Uncle Jasper from Bloodlust Gulch, Texas. They arrive at dusk, he welcomes them into his home and decides to Sorry about that. And decides to lightheartedly tell them a horrifying ghost story by the campfire. He tells them tales about a ruthless pack of bandits who call themselves the Grim-Hearted Hillbillies. Slapstick panic ensues later that night when the two siblings can't fall asleep and start hearing what they believe to be the sinister laughter of the bandits approaching them. So how did you get the initial idea for this book? It's actually based on a true story that happened to us when we were 6. Not everything, but most of it. Why did you decide to make Jasper's story so gruesome? Well, we really found it important to make the story scare not only characters, but also our readers. Though we think the outhouse bit afterwards kinda balanced things out. Any real inspiration behind that? Frankly, we'd rather not talk about it. How did you get the idea for the haunted outhouse? Our aunt Lara from Rainville up in Montana told us the old folk tale of the haunted outhouse. It has a yellow spherical beacon on its roof, and if you had ever disrespected it, it would hold a grudge against you and mysteriously vanish when you seek its physical presence the most. Ah yes, an outhouse. Are you sure it's just not the police box from Doctor Who? Any inspiration behind the Fangs of Justice scene? Not particularly. Most of the story was inspired by the works of Gillard Towler. When did you start work on this novel? On the 3rd of June 1957. Have you ever considered writing a sequel to this book? And the rest is history because we are still reading and watching Doctor Who, now 60 years later. Alright, this is a longer one. Notisy Gazelle, Jumbo Print. Notisy County music legend Limard Barnyard Lim Yolber elected mayor of Silver Falls. Laughable chaos ensues. On Friday, September 13th, yes, very unlucky day, the long-time country music legend Limard Yolber, known by many as Barnyard Lim, was elected mayor of Silver Falls, born on January 1st, 1899 in Hatepa, Pennsylvania. Mr. Limard Yolber first started his career in 1899 as a 10-year-old, when he was out on the street singing a song that his 4-year-old sister Macy Yolber composed, an ode to Cuckoo Clock Joe. On New Year's Eve, trying to earn some money to enable his family to afford a belated Christmas dinner fueled by musical ambition following his success, he turned to his parents for song ideas. In a 1931 interview, he stated, "Well, I sure was mighty happy when I managed to scrape up enough cents, nickels, and quarters for my folks to get us a measly hamper of gingerbread. But I would be lying, Roster, if I said I didn't have anything apart from cuckoo clocks in my head afterwards. So I decided to turn to my folks with a humble smile and, well, I asked them to help me out." Limar's mother, Gornella Yolber, was born on April 13, 1864 in Gem Creek, Pennsylvania. I keep saying PA, I keep thinking Pakistan. Besides being a well-known mountain climber, she also happened to be a songstress in the late 1870s or 80s. So she was delighted to help her son out. For a few months she worked with her husband, Degard Yorbel, and finished composing the folk classic Why Did I Leave You My Rose around February 1900, which her son was proud to perform the very next day. Next year, Gornella plans to celebrate her 100th birthday by inviting the whole town of Silver Falls to the town hall for them all to sing her daughter's first song together, an ode to Cuckoo Clock Joe. Seeing further success following his performance of the song, his parents had composed listening to others in Hatepa performing songs and paying close attention to their lyrics. Lemart Yolber was now confident to attempt composing his own song. In the same 1931 interview, he was cited saying, "So, I performed that song my folks had composed, Why'd I Leave You, My Rose, in the old schoolhouse, and, well, to put it bluntly, the whole town loved it." Lucy Hobbins was there. She was a girl in town I really looked up to. She loved singing ever since she was a little tot, and she composed all of her songs herself, and she cheered for me. But all the time, even though I did mention it to the audience before, I was thinking, hey, this wasn't your song. Your old folks wrote this. You don't deserve all the credit. So right after that performance, I started composing my own song. The rest is history. In 1905, when he was 16, Limard moved to Nottisee in the Milton mountain range and continued writing songs, his most popular being Sasquatch County, which he composed in 1954. When the interviewer asked about his stage name, Limard continued, "Well, my old man was a farmer all his life, so my sibs and I grew up in a farmhouse, and everyone around called me Lim, so the name of Barnyard Lim came to me quite straightforwardly, to be candid with ya." When he was elected mayor of Silver Falls on the 13th, Limard himself confessed the following: "I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not too much of a politician, but when Miss Oshika Yato stepped down as mayor of Silver Falls, I thought I might as well attempt to run for mayor myself. And apparently, people like the idea of me being mayor a whole lot." That was nice. I like that one. That one was good. Oh, camera, please. Drink a little bit. Refresh your throats. And then VR coffee mug. Nice. Alright, so we have only one last article left. And this is probably the hardest one to read. I'll see if I can find the higher quality of it to make it easier to read. I think this will do. I apologize in advance if this is going to be absolutely horrible and me not being able to decipher all of the words. Milton Valley News, New Penzance. $1.60. That's kind of expensive for the times. Anyways. Renowned chemist Erasmus Fuller receives ticket for speeding, swears chemical revenge on police department. What? On September 28th at 10:03 a.m., the chemist Erasmus J. Fuller was caught Oh, that's the guy who made the algae cookies that we have right next to here. The wasabi and purple corn thingy. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Chemist Erasmus J. Fuller was caught speeding along the forested mountain road between Silver Falls and Nottisee around 20 miles per hour above the road speed limit by a police car, which gave chase and quickly managed to catch up to the chemist and pull him over. The police cruiser, manned by Barry Delaney and Bennis Murphy, was a 56 Chrysler Diablo, while the Willie chemist Erasmus Fuller was driving a 38 DeVille twin panel van. When the police officers managed to stop the van, they went over to it and approached its driver for questioning. Erasmus Fuller explained how he was completely aware of his van breaching the speed limit and attempted to justify himself by saying that his chemical experiment, which he had stored on the van's spacious dashboard, was highly explosive and he had to get it to his laboratory in Nottingham as quickly as possible to neutralize the chemical concentration, whatever. Don't think that's the word, but Officer McMurphy reported the chemist to have been rather unpolite in his response and reminded him that he was speaking with officers of the law and to watch his tongue. Erasmus Fuller was quoted responding with the following: "Are any of you chemists? Do you have any idea how dangerous this stuff is? It could easily wipe away 4 family bungalows in a heartbeat." When Officer Delaney attempted to confiscate the allegedly highly explosive chemical, Fuller responded with a deafening shriek before saying, "Don't touch that! If you drop that vial, you'll all be dead." Still scared stiff and exhausted from the shock, he went quiet for a few minutes to catch his breath. He then continued, "Listen, this stuff is extremely dangerous, and it certainly isn't something you police babies can handle without being properly trained as chemists. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd really like to neutralize this stuff in my lab before it goes boom, and if you nimwits try to interfere with me again, I'll swear I'll personally show you and your colleagues how dangerous this stuff is." After this, the police officers escorted Fuller's van into Nottingham. One of them followed the chemist into his laboratory, let him neutralize his concentration before the chemist was brought to the local sheriff's office for questioning. Brilliant. That's fucking amazing. Yeti sighted near Grand Vista Lake. Hikers beware. Terry Delaney was going on her Saturday hike when she came across. And continuation is somewhere else. So yeah, I believe that was all of it. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, whatever, whenever, wherever you are. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.